Hey, welcome back. So I'm gonna start off with dental hygiene. I know I've never talked about this before, but I recently started using something that has been life-changing. So I thought I'd share it with you. I usually just use like a regular old toothbrush, not electric or anything like that. And then I noticed that my sisters, my roommate even, like just about everyone has an electric toothbrush and they love it. So I finally decided to give it a go and I got one from Vanity Planet. It's called the Elite Sonic Toothbrush. I know that electric toothbrushes can be kind of expensive, so they actually offered to give you guys a 75% discount code. So it ends up being well under $100 for this toothbrush with a brush head and then 2 extra brush heads and then this UV light thing. I got this about 2 months ago. They said that a full charge should last up to 2 weeks. So up to 2 weeks. But I've had this for a couple months now and I haven't even had to charge it. So obviously it lasts over 2 months. And I use it day and night too. But it comes with this, which I don't normally leave out. I'll take it out like maybe once a week and use just this part right here, which is the little blue light right here. So this UV light kills 99% of bacteria that harbors on your toothbrush heads. Yes, so once you close it, the blue light turns on and it kills all the bacteria on the brush heads. When I just use the normal clean setting, there's also dazzle and pulse. I think that might be the reason why the charge lasts for over a couple months. Oh, and the great thing about this is that it's timed for 2 minutes. So every time you brush your teeth, you're supposed to brush it for 2 minutes, and then it breaks it down into 4 different sections. So you hit different quadrants of your mouth and you know that you're getting a thorough clean. And before I got this toothbrush, I watched a bunch of different reviews on different toothbrushes. And the reason why I really like this one is because the brush heads are super affordable. So it's about the price of like a normal toothbrush. So you can replace it pretty quickly and not worry about breaking the bank. Because what's the point of getting an electric toothbrush if the replacement heads are super expensive, right? Yeah, I'm really stoked on it and I don't think I could ever go back to a normal toothbrush. A YouTube favorite that I've been really enjoying is Ordinary People with Alyssa Lau. She's got, I think, the best style on YouTube. The style of her videos are really artsy and it's totally something that I can imagine seeing in a museum. She has this video that just came out called Halvesies that is pretty much all split screen. Yeah, it's just really well done, well shot, cool outfits, wearing the most amazing cult following brands. It's like Lauren Nugent, freaking Suzanne Ray, just things that I don't normally see on YouTube. So it's really refreshing to have someone like her on this platform. I've been really enjoying her channel. I think it's very inspiring. It's almost like flipping through an art book or like an art magazine. And speaking of which, Sierra Bagstad for Instagram. So Sierra's my friend and I never really thought about it before, but I was looking through her feed the other day and it literally looks like an art gallery. The lighting is beautiful, her style is great, the photos are framed very well. I think she went to school for art or art history or something like that. It really shows in her posts. So yeah, definitely follow her on Instagram if you're looking for inspiration. The last time I was up in San Fran, I stayed at her place and she let me borrow her phone charger, which, it's something that I never really think about because I have an iPhone. I always stick with the charger that they give us when you buy a new phone. And the charger itself, like the tip of it would always break. So Sierra had this charger, which is like an extended cable. I think it's like six feet. I used it and I'm like, wow, this is like a really sturdy charger. So then I bought one for myself. This is from Amazon Basics. I have the 6-foot one and the 10-foot one, which I have in my bedroom because some of the outlets in my room don't work and that reaches super far. I just love it. And it's only like, I think $8 for the 6-foot one. Just the extra foot or 2 really makes a difference. So definitely get the 6-foot one. If you're looking for a new phone charger or if you are looking for a present for someone, even like something small, everyone needs a phone charger. So these are great and they're so cheap too. An album that I've been listening to a lot on repeat is this one right here. It's Celebration Modern Tribe. It's so crazy because I found out about this album about maybe a little over 10 years ago. My friend William was playing it at the store that I worked at. I worked at a hat store for a while and that's when I did a lot of my growing. I really learned a lot during the 6 years that I worked there. My friend William put on an album and it was this album and I really loved it. So I bought the album a few years ago. My sister's date was over at my house. That sounds weird. She came over with him and he was going through my records because he owns like 2 record stores, I believe. And he's like, oh, I haven't seen Celebration in a while. And then I had the records out. So the next day I put it on and I forgot how much I love this album. So like I memorized all the words still. It's like so nostalgic. But if you like Beach House, she's got a very strong kind of like, I wouldn't say like a pretty voice, even though, I mean, I think it's beautiful, but I wouldn't say it's like an angelic, you know, soft feminine voice or anything. It's a very strong, almost lower, the bottom of the throat, kind of girthy voice. Wolfy in a sense, I would say, but a lot of vocal variety, which is nice. If you like TV on the Radio too, I know they did a couple songs together, so I hope you guys give it a go and let me know what you think about the album, because it might be a nostalgic thing. Like, I only like it now because I loved it back then, but I don't know, it makes me so happy and it brings so much joy to me. A show that I've been loving, you can tell that I've been hanging out with Lauren a lot, but she recommended the show called Atypical. There's only 8 episodes and it's on Netflix, and it's about a kid who is in high school. It kind of reminds me of Freaks and Geeks in a way, like the characters and the character development. But yeah, so it's about a kid who is in high school who is autistic, and it's about how the hardships that he faces and how like literal he is, and how his family helps him, how his friends help him. Freaks and Geeks is my favorite show of all time, and even today I make references to Freaks and Geeks all the time. So for me to say that this show reminds me a lot of Freaks and Geeks is saying a lot about the show. I love all the characters, even down to the shitty ass characters like the bartender and stuff. And it really makes you appreciate your friends and family. So yeah, kind of cheesy and gooey in a sense, but I love it. Let's talk about some accessories. So I haven't talked about accessories in a little while. So I just bought these. They are from Illustiva. If you guys don't already know, I used to work for Illustiva. I managed a store on Abbot Kinney for almost 2 years. And last year I left. And since then, I've been wanting these glasses for a while. And when I was in New York, I went into a store and bought them full price. And my friend was like, couldn't you just get them for free? And I could have, but when you truly love something, that's when you fork over the cash for it. So I bought it full price. And I've been thinking about getting it for quite some time because it came out while I was working there, but then they ran out of this bronze color for a while. I really wanted this color because I feel like it actually complements my skin tone. I love how light it is. It feels like nothing on. So when I go running in the morning, if it's super bright out and I have these on, it feels like I have nothing on my face. I'm so glad I got a hold of these. A face mask that I've been reaching for just about every time I pull out a face mask is this one from Bare Minerals. It's the Dirty Detox Skin Glowing and Refining Mud Mask. And it's green. It smells really like herbally, very clean. It smells like a green juice for your face, basically. And I use it with this little angled brush that is meant for masks. So it gets in like right around your eyes, right around your crevices and everything, right around your mouth. I used to use a foundation brush to apply all my masks, but this one's a lot better because it's, I mean, look how sharp it is. It just gets into all the crevices and stuff. But the reason why I've been reaching for this detoxifying mask a ton lately is because it's just a lot better than any other detoxifying mask I've ever used. Like with clay in it, it's just a much more finely milled, thin texture. You can really thin it out, so you don't really use that much. It's not too abrasive, harsh on your skin. As soon as I take it off, there's no residue left behind on my face. My sink isn't super dirty and covered in mud. And then once I towel dry my face, it's like glowing. So I did a video actually a few weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago, but a few weeks ago. I didn't have a chance to upload it until pretty recently, but it's on Perricone MD and it's their no makeup line. So I've been using it for the entire month. And at first I was only using the no foundation, but then they also have the no foundation serum, which I started using pretty recently, and damn, it's so freaking good. It's super smooth, blends right out with your fingertips. Like, you can use this entire makeup line. Like, they have the bronzer, the blush. I did a full review, so I'll have it linked in the description box down below. But man, it's really amazing. And in the video, I use my brushes because that's how I started with it. But just recently, I just started using only my fingertips, and I really like how it melts into the skin. It's makeup and skincare, so it is a bit pricey, but after using it for about a month now, I'm totally gonna fork over cash as soon as I run out of this stuff. So if you're a no makeup girl, or let's say you're going to the gym and you wanna have a little bit of makeup on, but you don't wanna have a full face so that it's like very obvious that you have makeup on, definitely check out this line. It's makeup and skincare, so it's good for your skin. It's very subtle, so it doesn't look like you're wearing pounds and pounds of makeup. You can make it even more discreet if you want to. Just sheer it out, blend it out really well with your fingertips. Their foundation selection is very limited, unfortunately, so since this is a little bit too light for me, I use the bronzer, about like a drop of it, to kind of darken it up a little bit. And since they only have one color for the blush, which really bums me out, you can actually mix it with the bronzer to get a more mauve-y, kind of like the Glossier Dusk Cloud Paint. The last thing is this palette that really caught me off guard. This is from Make Beauty. It's a collaboration with Mariam Nazir-Zada, who's like the most stylish woman ever. She's got the most amazing store in New York as well. But it's a palette that they did together, and it's super cool. So there's this little divider right here that keeps everything kind of separated. So these are all matte lipsticks. They're all like kind of reddish tones. This one's my favorite one. This is the color Fire. And they're matte lipsticks, but if you use your thumb and press it in, you can put it on your cheeks and use it as a blush as well. So totally versatile. And the colors are beautiful for the eyeshadows. These two colors, I've been playing around with it, and I don't have the balls to like leave the house with it. I think that I kind of need to practice a little bit more, but they remind me of like French New Wave eyeshadows. And this one actually works as a brow color as well if you kind of thin it out really well. The eyeshadows are phenomenal. I tried it with like a primer underneath and it really grabs, but if you do it without any primer underneath, it kind of shears out the eyeshadow a little bit, so it makes it a bit more wearable. And even if you decide not to wear an eyeshadow primer underneath, the shadows really just don't crease. So top notch. Yeah, those are my favorites for the month of September. Again, I'll have everything linked in the description box down below. And if you guys have any questions for me, please leave a comment and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.